Namaste. Good morning. I'm sitting this morning in just in the isness of being, just in the eternal, imperishable nature of being. Not scanning a self, scanning a personality, scanning my conditioning, my construct of self, or is it valuable today? Is it loved today? Is it okay today? And so I brought up trust. I posted a little bit earlier. Some of you may have seen my post on trust. And this trust, this embodiment of isness, of eternal, imperishable nature, it's just naturally trusting. How do you not trust truth? It's hard to trust the conditioned construct of self that is constantly changing and scanning for, is my conditioning behaving today or not behaving today? So this came up yesterday working with somebody, and her life had turned sideways in some regards, and there was a panic and a fear and a distrust of needing to get back into control. Things had spun out of control. And the inclination, the natural inclination, was to go to a place of saying, okay, I need to trust that it's all going to work out all right. I need to trust that it's all going to be okay. I need to trust that the conditions of the world are going to reorient themselves back into a condition that is acceptable to me. And the problem with that kind of trust or faith, I have faith that everything's going to work out all right, that it's going to come back into alignment with what is acceptable to me. A couple of problems. One is it doesn't always do that. Life doesn't always cooperate in the way that we want it to. And the second is it takes up an amazing amount of bandwidth to scan, constantly be scanning. Is, okay, I have this trust, it's all going to work out all right, but we have a vision then of what that all right looks like, what that it's all going to work out fine. What does that fine look like? And then the bandwidth that it takes up that we're constantly scanning for, well, is it? Is it coming back into alignment with the way I want it? Or is it not? Is it getting more sideways? And so should I panic more? And it's placing this whole sense of peace upon the external conditions of life to show up. And it's so beautiful to sit in a trust, in a isness, in an imperishable, unchanging truth of self. That's the trust. I trust that this knowing, this embodied knowing of truth is true. And then life will do what it does. And I will meet it. We will meet it as who we truly are. Not as our conditioned self, not as our insistent self, not as our demanding self, not as the constructed self, but as the imperishable self, the eternal self, the true isness of being. Right? That's our opportunity. And when I was working with this beautiful woman, when we shifted it to, oh, it's not I need to trust that that's going to turn out all right. I need to return trust to my truth. And when she dropped back into her truth, there was such aliveness and strength and beauty and peace and wholeness there, that allowed her to sit in that stability, that equanimity of grace, or that grace of equanimity, and say, okay, that will do what it does, and I will work with it, and I will look to shape it in a way that is resonant with my truth, with my love. But she recognized that she was absolutely in no way, her peace, her wholeness, was in no way dependent on that shaping up and meeting her conditioning. Because her conditioning isn't her conditioning is her conditioning. It has nothing to do with the truth of who she is. So That's the offering this morning. I just feel so alive. There's so much love these days. Because there's just nothing but isness. There's nothing but truth. There's never been a liberation quite like this. Already free, already whole, already at peace, already love. Not dependent on anything out there or anybody out there behaving in a particular way. So again, the invitation is, and not even to trust yourself, like, oh, I trust myself, my personality, my conditioned self. That's not trustworthy. It's going beyond that. It's trusting the eternal, imperishable self that is beyond the conditioning. A lot of times people say, okay, I need to learn to trust myself, but what they're referencing is the constructed self that they've constructed. And is it behaving well today? So again, it takes an amazing amount of bandwidth to scan constantly if the I, the little I, the conditioned I, the temporary I, is behaving today. Know yourself beyond that I, to the imperishable, unchanging, true isness of being. And then life just happens. And we just keep meeting it in truth. Much love. Namaste. Blessings.